hoping we would be the ones to all catch fire. You all had smiles like one-way barbed wire, not meant to keep us out, meant to keep us in.
To keep us in.
Voice like a firing pin, you spoke in explosions.
All right, we are back with our second reaction to Shane Koyczan. This dude is different, all right? If you have not seen my reaction to This Day, check it out. It is a banger. That is actually one of, if not the first poem to actually get me into spoken word. It's one of them, that's for sure. Seeing it as a kid really had a positive impact on me, so I had to do a sort of reaction / analysis to This Day. So if you want to check that out, definitely do so. Today we're reacting to Troll, all right? I have not seen this, so this is a fresh reaction right here. Let's go.
Once upon a time, you and all your kind lived underneath bridges, had ridges for ribs that dropped off into empty chests as if your hearts were all stolen treasures. As if an excavation crew were hired to dig up and remove the part of you that let you feel. And while the world above you invented the wheel, you stayed put, knowing it would one day need to roll over top of you to get to where it's going.
Yo, stop! Bro! I wasn't ready for this. We only in the first like 30 seconds or so. Nah. This is gonna be a tearjerker, ain't it? Bro. Okay. I really hope y'all are catching the wordplay this man is doing. Nah. He's hitting me in the feels.
You had an endlessly flowing supply line of food. You began to brood over humanity and made meals of our hope, as if crushing our spirits would make your mirrors cast better reflections than the ones they gave, as if the only way you could save yourselves was to make the world ugly so no one would notice you hiding in it. You learned to knit pain into a kind of camouflage, treated hope like a mirage that you could use to lure in your next meal. You lived off of our fears if you could taste what we feel. And every night, as the moon read bedtime stories to sunlight, you took darkness as an invite to head out into the world. You curled your hands into wrecking balls. Your breath became squalls. You made rocks rumble. You made land shiver. You made boys and girls pray that someone would deliver them from you. We told them you aren't real. And then one day, the world changed. But you all stayed the same. Just migrated from living underneath bridges to living underneath information superhighways. Days and nights became meaningless. Each already deepened chest became an abyss that no one would ever find the bottom of. Concepts like love fell into your gravity. We turned ourselves into life preservers, hoping to save as many as we could. But the fathers who stood guarding closet doors and the mothers who secured the floors underneath beds all shook their heads, not knowing how to deal with you. You, who crept into our lives with tongues like knives, stabbing your words into our skin. You began uploading yourselves into our homes. You had computer screens for eyes and software for bones.
I get it. This is a poem about cyberbullying. Think about it. He was referencing trolls, right? He was describing trolls. He didn't use the word, but obviously we saw the images and the poem is called Trolls, right? Trolls, like internet trolls, cyberbullying. It transitioned from like the old school way of, you know, shaming people, which he was describing earlier, to the new school way, right? That's why we saw the telephone lines and stuff like that falling into the abyss. And if you notice, they almost look like crucifixes at first. Like, that was crazy. I don't know if y'all caught that. Like that, bro, that was crazy. But even after that, we're seeing now, like, he's almost making out these cyber bullies to be like the boogeyman, right? Parents reassuring their children, hey, there's no monster in the closet. There's nothing under your bed. You're good. You're safe. You're home with me. But like, how can parents protect their children from cyberbullying? You know, like that's a whole different kind of protection you got to provide. You feel me? Like, oh man, that's why he even said the parents shake their head when it comes to the trolls. Like, we don't know what to do with them monsters. You feel me? When it comes to the boogeyman, we can make sure he's not under your bed or he's not in your closet. But this is a different kind of thing. We don't have a game plan for it, right? And most parents don't, you know, because like the internet's still a fairly new thing. Don't get it twisted. I know a lot of us were born and grew up in the internet age, but like, it hasn't been around for that long, so there's not really a good game plan or strategy to combat it. Let me stop talking. Let's keep going.
You turned your hate into stones and hurled them at beauty as if you couldn't bear to see anything other than ugly, anything different. You had fingernails like flint and scraped them along decency, hoping we would be the ones to all catch fire. You all had smiles like one-way barbed wire, not meant to keep us out, meant to keep us in.
To keep us in.
Voice like a firing pin, you spoke in explosions. It isn't cute. It isn't funny. You've talked strangers into death and laughed. And as each family learns to graft skin over the wounds you gave them, you hem yourselves into the scar. You have coaxed the sober back into bars, handed out cigars at memorials, offered nooses, cliffs, and pills to those who unfortunately found you before they found help. You have praised suffering, waltzed in between tragedies, gracefully dipping misery as if we would somehow be impressed with the dexterity of your animosity. You have cheered on rape, dashed through police tape as if it were the finish line in a race of who can be awful first.
Oh!
Let's go home! Let's go home, ladies and gentlemen! Let's go home! Let's go! Yes, indeed! Okay.
Dash through police tape like it's a race to see who can be awful first. I don't think y'all understand. Yo, this man, he's got metaphors, double entendres, hyperbole. Like, he's doing all this crazy stuff. Like, I swear, I really hope English classes and poetry classes are picking apart this man's bars. All right? He is a poet among poets. I haven't seen him put out anything new, but I'm itching for it. I'm really itching for it now. Nah. I don't know if y'all caught some of this stuff before. Yo, when he talked about the stoning and it showed people, like, using the stones as bowling balls to crush the pretty flowers, yo, that's crazy. Because that goes to show, like, the psychological violence they're doing, they find enjoyable. It's a game for them, just like bowling. You know what I mean? And instead of, like, bowling pins, it's something more delicate. Flowers. The message being conveyed there is just really insane. And if you even notice, the word bowling and bullying, they're not that different. You know what I'm saying? They sound phonetically similar, right? But then even if we go on, you notice that he showcases the trolls dancing with the victims, right? And then you see scorecards, almost like it's Dancing with the Stars or something. But clearly the person who's being danced with, the victim, is not enjoying it whatsoever. You can see, like, it's really nuts how the imagery in his words and the imagery that's being showcased in the actual drawing illustrations are working hand in hand to tell one unique story. You know, like, you could get the message from watching the illustrations alone. You could get the message from hearing his words alone, but together it really creates something beautiful.
You have cheered on rape, dashed through police tape as if it were the finish line in a race of who can be awful first. Even now, you somehow see this as an invitation to turn your keyboards into catapults, wondering which one of you can be the first to hate this best. You're loathing, already dressed in riot gear, ready to incite rage, as if each message board is a stage where you recite hostility, turning freedom of speech into freedom of cruelty. We are stuck with you, the same way you are stuck with you.
Ooh!
Your mind is glue and it keeps malice fastened there like cheap wallpaper. We were once upon a time told that none of you exist. We dismissed you as make-believe or myth. Now, armed only with resolve, we can no longer afford to tell ourselves that you aren't real. We will not let you make your dinners out of the things we feel.
That was so beautiful, and it was very musical. Like his words, his choice of words, his diction was incredibly musical, incredibly. And speaking of music, the composers of this, the music is by, hold up, now I gotta pause it. Kane McKenzie and Hannah Epperson. Y'all did a beautiful job with the instruments. Like, I'm telling y'all, like, that, beautiful. It really did a great job in complementing his words and his cadence, you know? The artwork too, it was perfect. I like how sketchy and gritty the artwork was, to show just how gritty the verbiage was, you know? Yo, nah, man. Anytime Shane puts something out, you know it's fire. Dang. Ooh, okay. Now, last thing I'm gonna say before I end the video. This poem, just like To This Day, tackles bullying, but this one uses a different approach. To This Day highlights the ability to overcome in spite of being bullied, right? So the main focus was really the victims of the bullying, himself and then his two friends that he grew up with. However, this one, the main focus is the bully, his or herself, right? The main focus is on the bully, their origins, and their strategies. You see what I'm saying? And highlighting focus on them, because oftentimes they go unnoticed to the point where most people don't even think it's real, right? Or it should be taken seriously, this idea of cyberbullying. And even those who do take it seriously, it's hard to catch, because anyone can be anonymous on social media. You know what I mean? So it's hard to even catch the troll. How do you combat that? You feel me? Oh man, nah. This was too good. I like this approach to bullying. This was different than To This Day, in a way that isn't necessarily better, but is beneficial. You know, he's really tackling this concept from different ends. I'd like to see more of his poetry for sure. Anyway, really hope y'all enjoy. I hope I didn't talk too much. I know I do a lot of talking. I wanted to make this a sort of analysis like I did last time. But yeah, I hope the flow of the video is still good. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on that for sure. Let me know your thoughts on Shane, right? Give this man his flowers. Give this man his praise. You know, go watch his videos. Like, I know you might have seen the video here, but go watch the original one. Go support the man, you know? And you never know, with enough support, he might put out some more poetry. Just saying. All right. Hope y'all enjoyed. I'll see y'all next time. Deuces.